The sun is down, and you can see most of the city in the shadows at this point. Nice little color in the sky there on the horizon. So sunshine icons for now. They'll change over to night icons momentarily. Temperatures very cold out there, low mid-30s at best. Take a look, speaking of our sunset. Yes, we're inching towards the latest, well, not sunset. It's the shortest day of the year. This is a common misconception. Everybody is pretty familiar with the fact that the first day of winter is the shortest day of the year, but it is not the earliest sunset. The sunsets are going to begin to get later over the next coming days. So you may ask a very understandable question, how are the days still getting shorter? Well, it's the sunrises that are still getting later at a greater rate than the sunsets get later, if that makes sense. I know it's a lot of information, but I mean, just picture your range here. The sunsets have stopped, starting to go the other way now, and you still have the front end of your days that are continuing to, squish forward. But again, at some point, they're both going to be going in the outer directions, and that is not going to really become noticeable until February, late February, March. That's when the bigger jumps are taken with that sun angle changing. You can see here, we jump a month ahead. Not a huge difference. We're, say maybe 10, 15 minutes greater daylight than we are now. We're not going to really notice it again until as we get into 2024. All right, Futurecast showing the cold air that we have coming in today. This is why we have the coldest air of the week today. You've got a north wind, and it's bringing that air up into Canada, which is so much colder, into New England. But that's going to change as that wind flow begins to shift into tomorrow. More of a west wind, a little breeze tomorrow, but exponentially nicer, I think, than today, feeling-wise, because we're going to be topping out around 50 degrees and keeping that warmer air into the weekend. But we are tracking a storm, and it hasn't really gotten together yet, but right along this stationary front down to the Gulf of Mexico, this low is going to start to form. It sort of gets juiced up, this whole system that's going to be forming, by another little front moving across the deep south. Those maybe not so much amping each other up fully, but what this front is going to do is sort of scoop this up, and it's going to drag it up the eastern seaboard as we head into the later weekend time frame. Now, the greatest risk for heavy rain with this storm, and in some spots it will be a nor'easter. A nor'easter is nothing more, you can have varying strengths of nor'easter. Nor'easter can have rain, it can have snow, but the simplest definition of a nor'easter is any kind of storm that produces that northeast wind. And we oftentimes think of it, it has that connotation of a strong, potent storm system. Certainly is that for the southeast coastline here. Torrential rain. The winds are going to start picking up as that storm approaches north. So again, it's a kind of similar scenario, even though it's a different dynamic storm, similar to what we just had on Monday. Minor variations, though. First, let's look at the rain. 1 to 3 inches, that's a lot of rain. It's crazy to think that parts of the mid-Atlantic down towards the southeast are actually going to get more rain than that and see a greater flood risk. We will watch out for a flood risk if this storm continues to remain on the same path and the same track that it is looking likely it will have. But then we bring into the wind equation here. I think this is a little bit less of a widespread wind event. I think this is going to be more south coast, South County out towards the Cape and the islands. The winds tail off a little bit as you head further inland. But still, I mean, what's going on with the Mondays and the rain and the wind? Seems like we can't get past that pattern. 29, clear and cold tonight. It'll be a cold morning tomorrow, but by the afternoon, feeling oh so much better. High of 50, lots of sun. Saturday is the nicer day of the weekend. Cloudier on Sunday, but still mild. And then Monday, we could, much like the last one, again, top 60 before those temperatures fall back behind the storm as we head into the middle of next week.